Hello, folks. This is video number 27, and in it, I would like to show you three wacky surfaces which are created by the sweep option or sweep icon in the CATIA 3DEXPERIENCE CATIA's generative shape design. Now, uh, when you're in the generative shape design, the ribbon at the bottom of the screen looks like this, and if you select the surface tab, you will see the sweep option here, and it's one of the advanced functionalities, and there are many different ways of achieving what you want, and a total of 21 different ways essentially. What I'm going to do is I will follow the same three examples that this YouTuber is presenting using a CATIA V5 interface, okay? And basically replicate his steps for with the 3DEXPERIENCE CATIA. Okay, so let's go out here. And our first example is going to be a semicircle that's swept along a guide curve. Okay, so let me first go ahead and draw a semicircle like this. And I'm going to dimension this just to be consistent with the dimensions of the fellow that I'm replicating his work. I'm going to make this thing, I believe this was 15, yeah, 15 millimeters. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to exit. And what I'm going to do is to create a helix here, starting at this one of the corner points. So helix, as soon as you say helix, you have to go to wireframe and you look for the thing that allows you to make helix, which is in this pull-up menu, and there's a helix here. There's several things you have to do. Is I'm going to use pitch and height, pitch and height, or height and pitch. For the pitch, I'm going to use. Let's see now. I'm going to use same number that the other fellow is using, 150 millimeter. And for the height, I will be using 300 millimeter. The starting point is going to be one of these corner points, and it's going to be in the vertical direction, axis Z. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we say okay. Now I don't need these planes, so let me go ahead and hide them. And also this axis system, I don't need it. So I'm going to hide it from here. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to go to Surface tab, Sweep, and the method of sweeping is going to be, this is explicit type, explicit. That's why it's video 27, because in videos, starting videos, I believe 23, 24, we started with explicit way of profile type. And then we're going to use with the reference surface. That's what the gentleman there is using. And for the guide, for the profile, it's that semicircle. And for the guide curve, is that single helix that I created over there. And this is going to be the surface. Surface is default means surface. So I didn't do that. It comes because of my selection. And if you say preview, and it looks like this, say okay. Let's see how it looks like. So basically, it is this semicircle that swept along that helix, and it looks like that. Now, a couple of things I want to show you in this is a rather complicated surface actually. If you double click on this, notice that I can actually change this option with reference surface. I can use it with the pulling direction. You select the pulling direction, and for the direction I put down Z. All right. Notice that you can actually change this angle So right now it's 0, but let me make it maybe 30 degrees, see what happens. Preview. Notice that it turns this thing by so that that angle ends up to be 30 degrees. And there are actually, you can see that there are several solutions here. You can, for example, go to the first, this is the first solution. If you go to the next one, preview, this is the other possibility. Next one, the other one, and next one, the last one. Okay. So pulling direction is a feature that allows you to change the surface of uh, the, the surface. So that's fine. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to say OK, and this takes care of the first example. In my second example, I'm going to make a surface that looks like an accordion, and I'm going to ignore all the dimensions. So let me go ahead and first of all draw a rectangle on this face. This is going to be the guide later on, as you'll see. So I'll use a centered rectangle to make my job easier, like this. Okay. And then I want to put corners here. So the easiest way is select this whole thing and then go to corner. And yeah, that's good. Okay, very good. Exit. So I have my essentially guide. Then I'm going to create my profile, and on that vertical plane, I will sketch, ignoring all the dimensions that the fellow is using. I'm just going to draw a line like that, and then mirror this thing with respect to that line. Mirror, you see, with respect to that line. Okay, very good. And then I'm going to repeat these things several times. So one way of doing it, you select all of these, and then you go and choose translate. Okay. And you go from, well, let's say 10 of them. I'll make it 15. 15. Oops, 15. And I go from this point to that point, and then this is what you've got. Okay. I think the fellow in the CATIA v5 version puts a corner here, a fillet here, which means that these are all going to have fillets. I didn't do that. Okay, I just left it the way it is. Excellent. So now we're going to exit, and now go to the surface tab, sweep. We're going to do it with the first one, with the reference surface. So the profile is this thing that we created and then repeated it 15 times. And the guide curve is over here. And that's it. I don't have to worry about the surface because the default surface is taken based on my selection. So it goes like this, okay? Well, it is rather complicated. You can see that's like an accordion. And I think one last thing that fellow does, although it's not necessary, but anyway, he's going to extrude this initial sketch. So let's see now. Pretty much we're done with our problem. In the other direction, maybe make it a little bit longer. Okay, it looks like this. And then you can do exactly the same thing on the top. Okay, let's try it. Extrude. Well, we're gonna say, I could have done the boundary and then, but now because I didn't do the boundary, I have to select these edges one by one. In there. Okay, I think the best way, this is going to be rather awkward the way I'm doing it, so cancel that. Let me go get the boundary, wireframe boundary of that top piece. Let me see if I can find the boundary here. Under boundary, he's got to be somewhere here. Maybe the boundary, we can find it under transform. Boundary. We select this edge, we say okay. Now we can extrude that. So back to surface, extrude that boundary. Yep, because otherwise I had to do it one edge at a time. Okay, excellent. So this is going to be the second example. Now, as far as the third one is concerned, so let me go ahead and get another one, another wacky surface. All right. Now this other one, I'm going to use his dimensions because I wanted to make it look exactly like what he's got. So let me see if I can find my dimensions somewhere. Yep. Okay, so on that horizontal plane, I will sketch a circle, full circle, right there. And the radius of it, or diameter, I'll make 500 millimeters. Okay, so diameter, that's the radius, so that's 250, radius 250 millimeter. Okay, very good. And then exit. I'm going to extrude that. You'll see why in a minute. So extrude that by a height of roughly, I don't know, about 140 millimeters. 140 millimeters. Okay, very good. Now, on that same XY plane, I will sketch another circle. Another circle outside, somewhere there. And the diameter of that is 70, radius 35. So let me dimension this thing. Radius 35. Okay, and then make sure the distance from here to there, this dimension from here to that is, I'll make it 550 using his dimensions. Okay, very good. Excellent. Excellent. Exit. This is going to be a really wacky surface, you'll see. So now I'm going to go to surface, under sweep, this thing. Method is explicit with a reference surface, no problem. The profile is going to be this, okay? And the guide curve is going to be that big circle. And for the surface, I don't want the mean surface. I want to be this surface, okay? Now notice that the angle is 0. I understand that, but let's see what happens. Okay. Now what I want to do is, instead of doing that, I'm going to go, instead of, let me go to the law right there. See that law? Law. And I go starting angle 0, okay, I'm going to use a linear law, starting angle 0 to 7200 degrees, and then okay, close, preview. Wow, that is really wacky. It was so easy to make it, but it is a wacky surface.